Hey, I'm live.
但是它没有那个显示，
Hello
你得连一下。
啊，
你给我一个链接，我看从我这儿能看吗？
怎么给？I know，给我你手机。
用手机干啥？
看呀。
你这个把这发给我，这个 share， 你 share email 给我就行。啊，这不是你的 link 呀？你看 share 这儿你就是 link， 然后你再 email 发给我。你这 email 发给我。
Oi，
有声音吗？那我只能听你的声音呀，我一个人在 watch， 对吧？但是没有视频，那你先读吧。
为啥是 OK？有人看
视频改天再figure out的，行吗？你在这儿登录，我再看一下。你给我发个链接。给我，我从手机和那个哪都看。
email。
发我 email， 我从手机端和都看，行吗？你就有2个观众了。好好读啊！发 email 给我 ，copy 这个地址。
Outlook。
你不用你软件，它这个连的软件都不是，你直接 copy， 然后在这儿发给我就行了。
Compose 给谁？朱迪到底。
对。
Bob。Okay, done.
读了，听呢。
It was my if ever humans' futures bespoke a vice of the most malignant type, they were certainly those of Enoch J. Drebber of Cleveland. I still recognize that justice must be done, and the depravity of the victim was no condonenda of the eyes of the law. The more I thought of it, the more extraordinary did my companion's hypothesis that the man had been poisoned. Up here, I remember how he had sniffed his lips and had me like law, and which has given the rise to the idea. Then again, if not poison, what had caused the man's death, since there was neither wound nor marks on the strangulation? But on the other hand, whose blood was that which lay so thickly upon the floor? There were signs of a struggle, nor had the victim any weapon which He might have wounded an antagonist. As long as all these questions were unsolved, I felt that sleep would be no easy matter, either for Holmes or myself. His quiet, self-confident manner convinced me that he already formed a theory which explained all the facts, though what it was I could not for an instant conjecture. He was very late in returning, so late that I knew the concert would not have detained him all the time. Dinner was on the table before he appeared. "It was magnificent," he said, as he took his seat. "Do you remember what Darwin says about music? He claims the power of producing and appreciating it exists among the human race long before the power of speech was arrived. Perhaps that is why we are so subtly influenced by it. There are vague memories in our souls of the misty centuries when the world was in its childhood." "That's rather a broad idea," I remarked. "One's ideas must be as broad as nature."为啥没人看呀？
你得加一些什么 tag 呀，是什么之类的。这又没有图画，你还得有画面，得有一些钩子。像我搜都搜不到你。
搜不，你打开一个新的，打开一个新的 YouTube。
你说话就应该这样，命令别人，知道吗？命令我打开一个新的，让我按你的做。
So void scroll。So void scroll。
这已经有了。
是因为你这个在那儿正看呢。
Void scroll，我打个reading 嘛 ，reading online。Live reading 或者 live reading， 看谁的呢？反正你就弄点，反正搜不着你嘛。你看这是 live， 你看他说这个人 study， 他就直播他 study， 你看 study with me。你看
3个人看了。
你就直播你写作业的有人看。然后你还可以交流，哎，有人加入了。
"That's rather a broad idea," I remarked. "One's idea must be as broad as nature if they are imperfect yourself. This is Brixton Road affair has upset you." "To tell the truth, it has," I said. "I ought to become more case-hardening after my Afghan experiences. I saw my own comrades hacked to pieces at my wand without losing my nerve. I can understand there is a mystery about this which stimulates the imagination. Where there is no imagination, there is no horror. Have you seen the evening paper?" "No, it gives a fairly good account of the affair. It does not mention the fact that when the man is raised up, a woman's wedding ring fell upon the floor. It is just as well as it does not." "Why?" "Look at this advertisement," he answered. I had one sent to every paper this morning immediately after the affair. He threw the paper across to me and glanced at the place indicated. It was the first announcement in the "Found" column in Brixton Road this morning. It ran: "A plain gold wedding ring found in the roadway between the White Hart Tavern and Holland Grove. Apply Dr. Watson, 2021 B. Baker Street, between 8 and 9 this evening." "Excuse my using your name," he said. "If I used my own some these dunderheads would recognize it, and want to meddle in the affair." "That is all right," I answered, "but supposing anyone applies, I have no ring." "Oh yes, you have," said the handling me one. "This will do very well. It is almost fast smiled." "And who do you expect will answer this advertisement?" "Why, the man in the brown coat, our forward friend, with square toes. If he does not come himself, he will send an accomplice." "Would he not consider as too dangerous?" "Not at all. If my view of case is correct, I have every reason to believe that it is. This man would rather risk anything than lose the ring. According to my notion, he dropped it while stooping over Jabber's body. He did not miss it at the time. After leaving the house, he discovered his loss and hurried back, but found the police already in possession, owing to his own folly in leaving the candle burning. He had to to pretend to be drunk in order to allay the suspicions which might have been aroused by his appearance at the gate. Now put yourself in the man's place. On thinking the matter over, it must be occurred to him that it was possible that he had lost the ring in the road after leaving the house. What would he do then? He would eagerly look out for the evening papers in hope of seeing it among the articles. His eye, of course, would light upon this. He would be overjoyed. Why should he fear a trap? There would be no reason in his eyes why the finding in the ring should be connected to the murder. He would come. He will come. You shall see him within an hour. And then, I asked, "Oh, you can leave me to deal with them. Have you any arms?" "I have my old service revolver and a few cartridges. You better You had better clean it and load it. He will be a desperate man, and though I shall take him unawares, it is as well to be ready for anything." I went to my bathroom and followed his advice. When I returned, with the pistol on the table had been cleared, and Holmes was engaged in his favourite occupation of scraping upon his violin. "The plot thickens," he says as I entered. "I have just an answer to American telegram. My view in the case is the correct one." "And that is?" I asked eagerly. "My fiddle would be the better." for new strings, he remarked. Put your pistol in your pocket. When the fellow comes to speak him in ordinary way, leave the rest to me. Don't frighten him, and looking at him too hard. It is 8 o'clock now, I said, glancing at my watch. Yes, he will probably be here in a few minutes. Open the door slightly. That will do. Now put the key on the inside. Thank you. This is a queer old book I picked up at the stall yesterday. De Jure Intelligentes, published in Latin at Liège in the Lowlands in 1642. Charlie's head was still firm on his shoulders when this little brown-packed volume was struck off. Who was the printer? Philip de Croix, whenever he may have been. On one leaf, in very faded ink, is written Ex libris Gulli me wit. I wonder who William White was. Some pragmatical 17th-century lawyer, I supposed. His writing has a legal twist about it. Here comes our man, I think. As he spoke, there was a sharp ring at the bell. Sherlock Holmes rose softly and moved his chair in the direction of the door. We heard the servant pass along the hall, and the sharp click of the latch as she opened it. "Does Dr. Watson live here?" asked a clear but rather harsh voice. We could not hear the servant's reply, but the door was closed. Someone began to ascend the stairs. The football was an uncertain and shuffling one. A look of surprise passed all over my face, and my companion was lifted to it. It came slowly along the passage. There was a feeble tap at the door. "Come in," I cried. At my summons, instead of the man of violence whom we expected, a very old and wrinkled woman hobbled into the apartment. She appeared to be dazzled by the sudden blaze of light. After dropping a curtsy, she stood blinking at us with her bleared eyes and fumbling in her pockets with nervous, shaky fingers. I glanced at my companion, and his face was assumed such a disconsolate expression that it was all I could do to keep my countenance. The old Jonah drew out an evening paper and pointed at our advertisement.
嗯，行，为什么了？
我关了。
你是3次说一声吗？你要感谢一下，你来听，说一句啊。你说下次欢迎你还要再听，说一个。